This event is part of the New Jersey Theater Alliance 2021 Stages Festival, a statewide celebration of theater. The Stages Festival offers more than 80 free and low-cost theater events each spring in March, April, and May. Please check out all the great offerings in this year's festival at njtheateralliance.org/stages. Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Sarah Rasmussen, the new artistic director here at McCarter Theater Center. We are here on the beautiful Princeton University campus, and I'm here by our fire pit today to spark conversations with local members of our community. And today we're joined by Liza Peck, and Liza is the Special Projects Coordinator for HomeFront Family Campus, one of McCarter's special community partners in Trenton. Liza, welcome to our Fireside Chats.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here too. We've got our warm beverages thanks to
Yep.
Jam and Crepes, so thank them
you.
for our treats today. And I have heard so much about HomeFront. I've only been here for about 2 months, but I've heard so much about you from our staff. Can you just talk a little bit about the work that you're doing in Trenton and the surrounding communities?
Sure, yeah. So we have been for almost 30 years now, with the help of our amazing community, helping families that are struggling with homelessness and severe economic hardship to forge a path towards a brighter future. We, on any given night, are housing in the neighborhood of between 350 and 400 people, many of those children. And that housing comes with access to the tools and resources that a family needs to help start building a path towards stability and ultimately success.
I know HomeFront and McCarter have been partnering for the last 5 years now to provide both children and adults with theater education programs, and HomeFront, both at the HomeFront campus and with the Princeton Arts Council. Can you talk a little bit about the way you involve arts in your programming?
Sure, yeah. Well, McCarter, if you ask anyone at HomeFront about McCarter, you get this like nice soft look on everyone's face, like we love McCarter.
Likewise,
and actually,
it's
it's been probably almost 25 years that our families have been coming to see the Christmas Carol, and not even that far after that, the program at the Arts Council took root, where the kids in our Joy, Hopes, and Dreams program were every week gathering for dinner and a theater workshop or an improv workshop. The director of the Joy, Hopes, and Dreams program, Chris Marchetti, who is also a very big McCarter fan, I was talking to him about you guys this morning, and he said that the stage combat workshop is always a favorite.
Oh, wow.
But also for the Joy, Hopes, and Dreams program, another thing he mentioned a few times is that you guys have all really made our kids feel like family. So they're getting to come see some great shows, but they're getting to go behind the scenes and meet the actors. And I know they've gotten to go to your warehouse and see where all the props are kept. So it's so much beyond sort of just getting to see, good theater. They're really getting immersed in it. And then about 5 years ago, you guys came to us and said we'd love to bring theater to HomeFront's Family Campus, where we offer emergency housing. So we said, oh yes, that would be wonderful. And in typical McCarter magical style, instead of saying we want to come and do this program, you guys came and said, what would be helpful? What would your clients like? What would your residents be interested in? And so you guys came and did a focus group and said, we want to bring this to you guys. What would you like? And that's the way to start a theater program. So it's been really pretty unbelievable the work that's been done through that program. There's been some amazing playwriting that's happened, and just really amazing work with self-expression, and there's a lot of joy that comes through this program that families that are living with, the chaos and trauma of homelessness are not getting on a day-to-day basis. So
that really makes me think about some questions that we're asking ourselves and that I'm asking myself being new is just that question of how do we best show up and serve in communities? And as we think about both this time and then coming out of the pandemic, what are ways that you feel performing arts institutions like McCarter could best serve communities like yours in Trenton as we think about what we might need next?
Well, I think you guys are so savvy about that, and I think one thing that's been really amazing to see is the way that these bridges are formed within our community through the arts, and especially through the McCarter program. Those are really difficult to find other ways to do that. One of the workshops we did was a playwriting workshop with an amazing playwright, David White, who came and coaxed out these extraordinary, beautiful stories out of some very reluctant playwrights. And then, McCarter came up with a great idea of saying, why don't we hire actors to come perform these plays? Well, what that means to our clients who have never felt that their voice is of value, to have actors come and present their work was extraordinary. And we had this very diverse audience. But there were aspects of these little plays that connected with everybody in the audience. There's, hope and fear and humor and some dark humor, but
yes,
that's important too, especially right now. So I think coming in and kind of taking away, you're not someone struggling with homeless right now. You're an artist.
Yes.
You're a writer.
Yeah. You have a story.
Exactly. And your stories are
told.
really important and interesting.
That sounds fantastic. I would love to see something like that. And in my past work, I've been a part of some of those kind of programs, and I think you're absolutely right. Like reflecting people's stories back to them is really powerful.
Right.
And then for others
that is kind of an interesting story.
For others to witness that too, and learn more about.
We always laugh because the first time when we did the Playwright series, we had the performance night, and I said to the writers, I said, we can say this is your play, or if you are feeling uncomfortable with your name being put to it, you don't have to. And everyone's like, no, I don't want my name. And then the minute the applause started, and everyone was like, that's my play. So we always tell that story. When you're trying to understand how it made everyone feel, that kind of captures that.
That's a beautiful, that's a beautiful snapshot of. I think we all feel that way to some extent. Like it's hard to put yourself out there, but once there's that warm response, absolutely. We were just talking a little bit before this official conversation time about this particular moment and how it's hard for all of us, but obviously incredibly challenging for people with housing insecurity or who are under-resourced. Can you talk a little bit about how you're meeting this extraordinary moment?
I think probably first and foremost, we met very early on to say, how are we going to make sure there are no gaps in our services and do that in a way that we're protecting the families that we serve and our staff, and the safety issue was probably our biggest challenge. We wanted to make sure that we were still offering everything that our families needed. The challenges came in that there was such an increased need for resources, for food, for diapers, for everyday needs. So we sort of reconfigured our food pantry, and we asked for help from the community, and we have this incredible community that said, how can we help? And did diaper drives and food drives, and let us know that they were, in the midst of their own difficult times, thinking about our organization and how we were keeping the doors open. So it's been we're very proud of how it's all gone. We know we still have a long road to go, but we have been feeling like we've been meeting the challenges as best we can.
That's amazing. Thank you for all the work you're doing. I can see why everyone is just so moved and proud of the work that HomeFront does.
Well, it is a team effort, and you're, like I said, very lucky to be in this community.
Yeah. Well, my family and I are new to this community and getting to know it in these socially distanced times, which is a bit surreal. But
little tough.
Tell us a little bit about what do we need to know about Trenton? What are a couple favorite things about Trenton as we explore this area? What are some things?
I think what I find to be so amazing, and this kind of ties in with what we're already talking about, is there's such incredible history and these great stories and these families that have these long connections and so much shared camaraderie and resilience. I'm amazed every day by how strong the families that we work with. You know, when you look at some of the challenges that they're facing, and you think, you know, you're getting up every morning and, you know, keeping it all going and taking care of your family and making sure that you have food on the table and that you're getting to work. And so I think the strongest message I would like to share about Trenton is how incredibly resilient and exciting it is.
I know we need to wrap it up for today, but thank you so much
Thank
for your
you
time.
so
Cheers
much.
to all the great work
Welcome,
that you're
and we
doing.
love you guys.
Oh,
Thank
well,
you.
thanks again.